Welcome to Creativity and Soul Tarot. Please remember these are general readings, so take what you like and leave the rest. Details for a personal reading are in the description box below, and always remember you are your own best guide. Hey Sagittarius, and welcome to your November 2018 general reading. I meditate on the sign and shuffle the cards before we get started, so let's jump in. The card in the position that represents you, Sagittarius, is the Emperor. So I'm going to say, are you moving into a phase of ambition or putting your nose to the grindstone and working towards some financial stability, employment stability, success, something like that, power, prestige, stability. So it looks like you're embodying that energy or getting into that space. You're being surrounded by the Lover's card, so which is usually romantic love. For some people it's soulmate. I just tend to think of it as romantic love, or love, some kind of relationship that's really affecting you on an emotional level. The energy that's crossing you with these two cards, which, you got three major arcanas in a row here. A lot of people are coming up with a cluster of major arcanas right here. So you are no exception to that. You're being crossed by the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak, disappointment, maybe even just like a long distance relationship, like you're in a long distance relationship with somebody and you're missing them because you're in your place and they're in theirs and you're not getting to be together. So, for some of you it may be a breakup, and for others it may just be a separation through distance. Remember, again, this is a general reading, so take what you like and leave the rest. I think that both of those options probably are applicable to some people out there. At the foundation or the base of this is the Eight of Swords, which is self-restriction or self-enslavement or not wanting to see something. So is there something going on here with, work and love that you're not wanting to see? Potentially, or somebody else isn't wanting to see in the situation. Since it's the Eight of Swords being self-restriction, and this is your reading, I'm going to say this leads more towards you, but, so is there something that you're not wanting to see or wanting to know or wanting to accept, perhaps? The immediate past is the Chariot, so there was some movement and energy coming in where you were succeeding through your own efforts that was leading into the spot of ambition and stability and things that you've got going on now. So it looks like you started working towards creating some stability for yourself. The crowning card, the crowning energy and crowning thoughts is the Knight of Wands, which I tend to think of him as the entrepreneurial guy of the tarot. So he is dynamic and charismatic and, the life of the party, and everybody loves seeing the King of Wands, walk into the room. And when he walks in, he makes his presence known. Like people know he's there when he gets there. So in any event, that's the crowning energy that's going on. Perhaps this is even a person in your life that is having some influence over what's happening here. The wands are, the fire kind of passion, and at the end of the day, the King of Wands could be a Sagittarius person. So this could be you or some other Sagittarius in the situation. It looks like in the immediate future is the Ace of Wands, which is a new project, new way of life, something new that's coming into the situation, which, some kind of fresh new perspective coming in here. How beautiful is that? So, could be love, could be work. I mean, both of these really, you got both of them right here. I mean, you got two major arcanas, one for success, ambition, and basically, your professional and financial stability, and the other one is the, most powerful card for romance. So, and maybe you have a bit of both coming in. Maybe you have, something coming in on the love front and on the professional front. The energy that you're embodying right now is the sun. That's kind of how you're presenting to the world, which makes sense because you've got a lot of good stuff going on here. I mean, you're being you've got some of this other stuff going on too, but at least what you're putting out to the world is, a sunshiny disposition. So even if this stuff is going on, perhaps you're just not really talking about it and you're not letting it be known. And maybe you're not even talking to yourself about it. Like maybe you're being crossed by this and you're not even being honest with yourself, or acknowledging, maybe is a better way to say, yourself, that you're having this experience going on. View from the outside how other people see the situation is unexpected opportunities coming in, optimism, kind of childlike, playful, energies. So other people are seeing this as kind of, which would make sense here, right? You've got this new project or new way of life coming in, and then unexpected opportunities coming in. So these two really mirror each other. In the hopes and fears category, you've got some kind of a Queen of Swords coming in. And when I was learning tarot, the woman that was teaching it to me, who is a fabulous teacher, by the way, she had said to me, figure out which card in the deck represents you. So if you're doing a reading for yourself, you will know when you show up in your reading. You'll know when it's talking about you or when it's talking about somebody else. So I have an affinity to the Queen of Swords because that's who I identify with in the tarot. And that's not necessarily so flattering all the time, but I like her. So as you can see, she's holding a sword, and she is shining a light on things. I mean, she basically got light coming out from right here around her head, but also at the end of the sword. So she is shining a light on things, and she is clear. She sees what's going on. She understands what's going on, and she does not mind shining the light of her sword on a situation, and she will say it. And so she has clarity of thought, clarity of perception, and she will share that. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not, because sometimes she can share it in a way that is not as thoughtful. It can seem a little bit harsh or abrupt, and not that she's trying to be cruel, it's just if she's not being aware of herself. So it could be that there is some hope about having clarity in a situation and fearing that you're not, but not to worry. The Queen of Swords, I mean, if she shows up, she's going to give you the message. The ultimate outcome for you guys, Sagittarius, is the Devil card, which the Devil is Capricorn. So it could be that there's a Capricorn coming into the situation. It could also be that there's some kind of self-enslavement or overindulgence going on here. So if you've got a new project going on and you've got like romance and work and all this stuff going on, are you just like overdoing it in every regard and wearing yourself out? Are you just like, are you being obsessed about work and romance, and like, are you just in a phase of like obsession, or are you maybe even, sometimes this can even relate to like addiction. So like, addicted to substances or other people, codependency, whatever it is. So sometimes this can relate to that, and sometimes it's just like overdoing on all the fronts. And, I can relate to that because I can be an overdoer also. So there's no judgment around the overdoing, but also forewarned is forearmed here, Sagittarius. So if you are overdoing it, if you are overly focused on something or some things, or overdoing in some regards, so that you're not, taking good care of yourself in other places, just be aware of that. Just be aware of that, because there's a lot of really good stuff going on here. And I can kind of like the intuitive hit that I'm getting, Sagittarius, is that you actually have a lot of things going on here. And so because of all of that, you're like wanting to strike while the iron is hot, which probably is causing some overdoing. So, just take care of yourself in the midst of it. I also want to say, to some extent, like ride the wave and have a good time. If you got a bunch of success and ambition and love and, new stuff coming in, new way of life coming in, unexpected opportunities coming in, like that's a beautiful thing. So ride the wave. But, ride it just short of like it turning into obsession. So I know for me, when I get involved in something new, I can be obsessive about it. So, you know, maybe you're just being really obsessive about a new project that's coming in, which is totally understandable. So, you know, just giving you a heads up there. If you would like a personal reading, you can contact me. The information is in the description box below. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care, Sagittarius. For a general reading, you can email me at creativityandsoul@gmail.com or find me on the Instantgo app at Creativity and Soul. Please remember that this is a general reading, so take what you like and leave the rest. You are your own best guide.